What is the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you're all well. Today's video, I'm doing it unfortunately without a camera, bit of a technical issues, but this video was actually requested last night from one of the subscribers on the channel. He wanted me to do a chart update. And I'll just do this as a quick update. We can see the team was out there having a bit of lunch in Texas, Dickens County. See our friend here, subscriber Brianna, who got the job recently for Argo, sitting right beside Peter Wall, which is very cozy. You should definitely give the channel a shout out to him, see if he's interested in coming on. It's been a busy few days in the Argo press room. Several announcements announced this past week. Great news. I'll share some of it on my socials. We talked about it in the last video on the 16th about the mining facilities coming in and the new machines, which is exciting. We know all about the Nevada that they're talking about and the reason why Texas is so hot, so we'll not repeat that. But this is all good signs, just reiterating. I love the fact that Argo is so active on their Twitter page and their socials. It's just great, because we've had overstocks on the channel that aren't very active, and it can be frustrating sometimes. Maybe when the share price is going down, you get a bit disheartened. You think the company is not doing anything. That's never the case, believe me, but it's good to see Argo always updating just to keep us informed. Again, nothing too new for long-term holders of Argo, but it's a good, interesting read for anyone new to Argo that wants to know and understand why Texas and how they're going to potentially move on to solar, how they're going to be able to sell back the energy, and how they're going to do the climate positive stuff. And I'll share the link to my climate positive video here where you can go in and watch all about that. We can see here, hi mate, please can you check my TA on ARB? And do we have a huge falling wedge on the daily? Top line from the 17th of February 21 to the current breakout. Bottom line, 11th of January 21 to a recent low. If true, the run up to the peak from December 20th is carried over to the price now, which would take us to £3.60. I could be way off with optimism lens. New Texas plant rigs coming on board, spot ETF on the rising, collapse of the dollar versus inflation, and the need for hard assets or sound money, Bitcoin. Then hell, why not? So let's pull up the TA. That's the Bitcoin, the head and shoulders pattern that we drew, that we've been drawing since about January time. Still could potentially be playing out. We'll just have a look at the Bitcoin, but it is on a nice rise. We're seeing a nice rise across the board at the moment. The markets have obviously been doing very well. So firstly, we'll have a look at ARBK. We can see here it's just been one hell of a giving. Down, down, down to Chinatown.
There's no feeling down there now.
How is your ass?
My ass has got no latch.
So if we just look at from the 16th of March where we have went, so we did our video, I actually recorded this out on the 15th. So we can see that we have had a rise of about 26%. Pretty damn good in a week. We've seen a one hell of a throb. Not going to focus on ARBK just for the simple fact that we don't have the data that we need to be able to review the following wedge that DW is talking about. So let's pull up the ARB ticker symbol. You look at the ARB ticker symbol, then this is the falling wedge. I pre-drew this here. We don't need all my trading strategies. We'll get rid of that for the purposes of this video. We can see the falling wedge that he is referring to. Now, I look at this and go, it's a falling wedge. It is a falling wedge, but, and I say but because I like to think that there's several things that play into trading. This isn't just about pulling up a chart, looking at TA and going, this is what's going to happen. It is all about probabilities, okay? So yes, probability would say if we break out of this wedge, we're going to go up. But I would zoom in DW. I wouldn't be going with this as my measured move, but let's just test what you're saying. Let's just see where we're going. So the trend line roughly say is here to here. You can measure from the low to the high, and if we drop it in there, maybe getting around 3, not seeing 360. I don't really know where you're getting 360 from, to be honest, because 360 even as a measured move isn't really even here on the chart. But if we take it there and say roughly we're getting about £3 a share, that would be your measured move. However, I wouldn't take it from there. This was a parabolic time. This is when the proper bull run was here. We're in a bear market now. Things aren't going to be as bullish as that, in my opinion. I do think one day, of course, we'll get above £3. So eventually you could say it played out, but I don't think that would be a target that I'd be looking at. I'd be zooming in a bit closer here. Your falling wedge is still a play. I'd be zooming in a bit closer and maybe taking it from here or even here. But let's just split the difference. Let's go for here. So let's delete this. And if we go in and we look at our measured move from about here, say. Doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be too accurate. It could definitely be straighter. Maybe sort of in and around 180 would be my TA on this. I'd say there's our falling wedge. If we break out of the downside here, this is going to throb. And what is a falling wedge? Well, let's have a look at the other falling wedges that we have drew on the channel. We've been talking about Tesla for many, many, many years. But this is one that's fell. We've been drawing this and we've been talking about it. It's in our channel. It's in the channel. Once it breaks out, it'll throb. And just on my video on Sunday, I said we are breaking out of this wedge. We have broke out of that wedge, and I expected it to run. And if you're in my Discord, shout out to the Discord guys, get a link down below, join, get in on the action. We know what's happened. It has went up 20%. We have went 3 times leveraged on this trade once we got the confirmation, and we are currently up 65% on Tesla in 3 days. So that's the kind of gains that we can talk about on this channel, and that's the kind of gains that potentially could come on ARB if we break out of this channel. And it's all ifs and buts, and it's all probabilities. We're no guarantees that it's going to happen, but if we can get the confirmation, and just to go back to the Tesla, we can get confirmation in and around similar, where we maybe get this candlestick. If you want to be extra cautious, I'd wait for this candlestick. That is your run. If you wanted to get in, fair enough. There's other indications here that I could get into. I'm not going to talk about that. It's not the purpose of this video. Go back to the ARB. We're not there yet. It is a red day. Unfortunately, it looks to be going down. And you also have to bear in mind that Bitcoin is also a factor. And you'll have to do TA on that to understand what way this is going. But this to me could be the next target. And this is what I'd be using as my target. It looks good, DW, and I think that potentially if we can break out, that's where we're going to go. So that's the purpose of the video. I hope you have found it informative. What's your thoughts? Do you think DW is more accurate? Do you think we're going to rally up to new all-time highs of 360? Or are you going to use this as your basis? Obviously, there's other indicators we'll be able to tell when we take profit. And subscribe to the channel if you want to know when it's best to buy and sell Argo blockchain. We are long-term holders of Argo. We love Argo. Don't get me wrong. However, I'm a big believer in taking profits when you should. So I'm buying at the right times, i.e. these periods here on the dips. So this is when you buy, buy sort of on the way down and trying to catch falling knives. So yeah, that's the video. Hope you find it informative. Please like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. Hopefully I'll be back very soon with I've got a new camera. The issue is with the microphone, trying to get a connector. Mr. Amazon is bringing me a part today, so I'll hopefully fix that. Enjoy the rest of your day. The trading course is down below if you want to learn how to trade, maximize gains. Get a part of the Discord group where you could jump on Tesla and and get 60% gains in 3 days. Things like that is all what we're about. Catch us then. Peace.
Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.